I think
Okay.
I might have one of those bad poops that Rick was talking about.
Like right
Oh
now.
my god.
I put hot sauce on my mozzarella sticks because I'm a slut for mozzarella sticks. But I also
I'm
like
a slut
hot
for
sauce.
mozzarella sticks. That's what you said.
I think that's
Yeah.
the title of Mark's album.
That's the title of his life. He's gonna have a memoir. It's gonna be I'm a slut for mozzarella sticks.
Yeah.
I would
The
tell.
Mark de Jesus story.
When I was on the road. We went by a Subway and I got some Sun Chips, and I was like, I like all of you a lot. We were all eating in the dressing room. We were like, I like you guys a lot. I would slit any one of your throats for a Sun Chip.
That's how I feel about mozzarella sticks.
Yeah, there's some foods, man, that's just.
I don't know if there's been foods that makes me want to commit murder.
Well, you're clearly not eating the right food.
Clearly.
I gotta agree with the Blondie on this one, man.
Put that down in the history books, and there it goes. There it goes,
What
Matt.
is happening?
Forever. Well,
Man, like it was like a fire went off.
Okay. Sorry about that. Glad we... Oh shit. Wait, what? There we go. Glad we didn't start yet. Sorry about that.
Why does your headphone cable always come out?
Because I move on a lot, and it's like very loose in there. Okay, I'll start the podcast.
It spans the globe like a superhighway. It is called internet.
I do! Yes, every human being cleans up after they... Yes, Mark! Yes, they do! Yes, they do! This is probably the best podcast.
Look at this! Look at this shit!
Well, I would love to fuck my sister on a Saturday morning.
What's the line between suicidal and just not really caring if you die? I'm gonna
Yeah,
go
I'm not
ahead
saying-
and
I just
make
didn't- I
a
just don't think-
note to bleep that
I just
out.
didn't think that was it.
Oh, I want to punch! I want to punch! I want to fucking punch!
Hey guys, welcome to the...
take it back from the top. Red leather,
Welcome
yellow
to another
leather.
episode of Internet Down. I'm your host, Matt, as usual. With me today are...
I'm Johnny.
I'm the forever host, the co-host, the forever host.
It's the host
say
and
it
the
this time.
forever special guest.
I'm the
Oh,
forever.
um,
Yeah, I'm the forever guest.
Um,
I'm the
well,
forever
it oscillates
producer.
Between the both of you guys. One week, one of you are the forever special guest. The other week, the other one's you forever special guest.
Yeah, we just could change. That would
Yeah.
be great.
You guys just-
if we had like traditional like credits at the end, and it just Matt's always listed as a host, but the guest and co-host are always just switching between me and Mark, just every week. That's how I would enjoy.
That if we ever do when we have guests on, we'll just have actual special guest.
I don't think this is an operation that requires enough people to necessarily need credits outside of
Yes.
what's in the description already.
Well, that's the credits.
That's the credits.
I mean, Mark edits it, so like we should at least give credit to the editor.
Oh yeah. Well, we give him credit, and then he makes us look like a fool.
I don't make you look like a fool. There's nothing that I edit to make you look like a fool. If you look like a fool, that is you.
That'd be on me. How do I know that, Mark? I don't know. I don't
You
watch
do
this
because
show.
you're there when we record it.
I don't watch this show. I don't know what you do.
You should watch the show back a little
You
bit.
should.
I
You should watch the
listen.
show that you're on.
Why would that's the most ego thing I've ever heard. I'm gonna watch my
It's not
own
an ego
podcast.
thing.
It's not an ego thing.
You listen to your
It's
own
to
podcast?
learn from it.
Sometimes, so I can like see how well that podcast went, and
like
then
to-
like I'll listen to
That-
myself and
That's
be like,
called
"Ugh."
manual review. That's not watching as an enjoyment.
It's the same thing.
It's not.
You're
I'm
still
not watching my
it.
stuff to enjoy it. I'm watching it to learn from it.
That's
Yeah, you're still
that's-
watching it though. You're still watching it. Like there's no you
I have
can't
separate
disagree
definitions
with
for that.
There's no such thing as a separate definition. The definition of watching is to use your eyes to watch it. That's not a there's no separate that is the textbook definition. You cannot have there's not you're not the generator of English language. You're not. That's the Webster's dictionary. Let me get the Webster's. You're watching it. There's no.
What are we, a
you're
high
not
school
gonna
book
do
report?
This. You're not gonna do this. No, because you always fucking do this with reading. You're like, oh, but I didn't understand. You can't not understand what this means. You can't. Like, there's not you somehow just don't have no reading comprehension for the English language. This is not. It's not gonna happen again. It's not. What?
After living
no, it's not gonna happen. It's not.
After living for months on the road, going from hotel to van to hotel to van, I'm really glad to be back to this. I've got a newfound appreciation for this show.
Look at or
I missed
observe
you guys.
attentively over a period of time. You're still watching it. It doesn't. The definition doesn't change. You're not doing this.
We took like 2 weeks back, and Mark just had all this pent up frustration.
No, it's just he always somehow. I gotta.
Am I an outlet,
gotta bring
Mark?
this up.
Am I an outlet for you, Mark?
No. You shut your mouth. We gotta bring this up because he always does this. He always finds a way to do this. We fucking try to schedule this podcast for yesterday, and then guess what happened? He's like, oh, well, I didn't understand that's what you were asking. There's no way to not understand that. There's no way. You can't not understand that was the question posed.
Matt sent out a message that said, we need to schedule a podcast for this week, which neither of us replied to, mind you.
No. I specified this to him verbally. I said, obvious. I didn't answer because I'm always free. So there's no need for me to be like, oh, I'm free this day, I'm free at this time, I'm free at because I'm always free, 24/7. If you want to record this podcast at 8 a.m, I'll be tired of shit, but I'll be there. Like that is just a flat out. That's an inevitability, at least currently in this time that we are in. So,
oh my god, if we ever get to the point where we record the podcast 8 a.m, kill me.
Well, I mean,
Yeah.
same, but it's possible. I can do it.
It's late in the evening. It always is. And I feel
No,
like that's the
it's-
vibe of the show. I don't think there's ever a point where I want to do the show and it be daylight outside.
The vibe of the show is definitely we're just a couple guys hanging out, talking. We're like the group of people that will just be chilling with a beer, start reminiscing about stupid shit, complaining about the world.
Yeah.
Oh, that gives me to a good segue. Have you guys heard anything
Have
about
beer?
the studio? You got my beer. No, I'm not drinking tonight. Have you guys heard anything about the Studio Mappa stuff?
Studio.
What's going on with Studio Mappa?
Let me just Google fucking.
Well, Johnny
things.
doesn't know because he doesn't watch anime. I have not heard of it.
Why do I look like a weeb to you?
So
Studio.
in this, and you kind of do actually. Not gonna lie.
News.
There's a lot of writers and stuff.
Oh, they
and
did Jujutsu Kaisen.
animators. What's up?
They did Jujutsu Kaisen.
They did Jujutsu Kaisen. They
Cool.
did Attack on Titan. They did Chainsaw Man.
Yeah, they're good.
And-
I like them.
Well,
Well,
you might
Matt's
not
gonna
like
be
them
like
after what I have to say.
Matt's
Um,
gonna say something like, "Well, they support the Holocaust." Like he's
Well,
about
the
to say
owner
something
is a
terrible.
pedophile.
Exactly. Damn it. It's Miramax all over again. Damn it. It's the Japanese Weinstein. Fuck.
So what happened is that the animators are really, really overworked, more so than any other. I mean, that's a common thing in Japanese anime and
yeah.
just in Japanese culture in general. They're a very working culture. We all know about that. But it's getting to the point where there's animators that are getting really sick. Some threaten suicide. And it's the crunch is so unbelievably bad right now that they're literally finishing scenes at minutes before the episode launches. And it's
Just give me war flashbacks of working for bad companies and being like, "Oh man, this goes up tomorrow," or whatever.
It's so bad.
And the render
It's
takes
so
8
unbelievably
hours.
bad. The directors are fucking tired, and it's just the producers want them hours before the episode launches. The producer just wants them to make content. They don't want to put anything on hold.
I mean, this was a constant right now, and why I think it's part of the reason we're negotiating for better wages for writers and actors. But like I mean I think we see it more with the VFX industry here in the West, and in America and stuff. But over there, I think it's very similar with the animation side of everything.
Like
Um,
the animation side, it's like you have to have a love for anime to
Mhm.
do it, because you are committing a lot of your life and you will be miserable because the hours are really bad, the pay is just not there, and like the crunch time is horrible. So what kind of caused all this was Jujutsu Kaisen first aired in like 2021, and then were off during 2022 and started in 2023. However, during that time in 2022, Studio Mappa decided not to outsource they didn't want to outsource any of the animation. They wanted to fund Chainsaw Man by themselves, so they didn't want to work with any other production companies.
okay, so they just want to do everything in house.
They wanted to do everything themselves. So the crew that worked on Chainsaw Man also worked on Jujutsu Kaisen. I mean, people who worked on Jujutsu Kaisen were working on Chainsaw Man. So they didn't have a break.
Yeah, so it was just whenever the
So it's
off
just-
season for one show was, you were doing the other.
They're doing another, and it was just a constant. So they didn't get a chance to
That's
work on
called-
season 2 of Jujutsu Kaisen, and now they're rushing to finish season 2 episode week by week. Like,
Jesus Christ.
imagine like starting one show. Like, imagine starting an episode literally right after the other episode airs.
There was a
and
whole
you have a
documentary
you have a
about
week to
how
finish
even
it.
South Park realized this was kind of difficult to do.
Yeah, you can't realistically do that. And like what's also fucked up too, it's like a lot of times if there's a bad animation, it's the studio that gets flagged. It's the animators that get flagged. They shouldn't be punished because they're overworked.
Time constraint.
It's
Yeah.
time constraint, yeah.
They're overworked. Yeah, this is the whole kind of behind a desk part of any kind of media making. I think is gonna need a shakeup, similar to the SAG-AFTRA stuff, sooner rather than later. It will
The
probably
problem-
happen later, but I'm saying it needs to happen sooner.
The difference is like between like America and Japan. Is
I
that
also
America
don't know
has
Japanese
that.
labor laws, so like who
Yeah.
knows what that's like.
America has like that little bit of buffer. It's a little bit easier versus Japan. It's not even only a culture thing. It's a law thing. They have different labor laws than we do.
Which is weird.
I'm not going to expert in it. I'm not going to talk like I know everything about it, because I don't. I just know that it's bad.
It's
for-
insane that they're doing that all in house, because even Disney outsources their in-betweeners into other countries.
It's the owner, the CEO of Studio Mappa. Like, he wants everything done in house,
Yeah.
because it saves on money, and it's less guaranteed that people are going to see the work that he's doing. He
Yeah,
wants
I mean, I get that, but if you're doing that, you either need a larger workforce or you work on one show at a time.
I mean, they are like a huge production company now. They started off pretty small, and
Well,
now
it's
they're
clearly
like,
not large enough, is the
I
thing.
think they're no, not large enough at all. I think like the third highest grossing. I could be wrong. I know that
And
like
in the midst
A1A
of this is
Pictures
all Attack on Titan 2, which just wrapped up.
yeah.
Which,
no,
by the way, I've not watched it, but the clips I've seen look great. Like, from an artist, I gotta applaud the artist. They're very overworked, but they are still doing very well. Like, they,
I mean, like,
I can only
Jujutsu-
imagine what their stuff would look like if it was like a good work-life balance
yeah, if they had time to actually like work on it.
to breathe, to see their
breathe, yeah.
children.
And right after, because so like we don't know if there's going to be a break. There might not be an episode 18, given everything that's going on, but we don't know, because it's kind of hard to. You can't really stop a production halfway through. There's a lot of things that go to play with that. You know, you have your time slot on your TV, because remember, these are still airing on TV. So you got your time slots. You got your companies that are requesting toys and books and stuff, and then you got your DVDs as well. So you can't just put it on hold, because now you gotta hold the DVD release, the Blu-ray release. So you can't just stop a production halfway through to give the animators some time. But at the same time too, if the episode's they're not gonna finish an episode, you gotta wait a week. Like, you can't. Once they lose that slot, they don't get that slot back. They don't just get to release an episode a day later. Like they have to wait a whole another week to release it. So they might do a break next week.
Interesting.
Mm.
Interesting.
It's also the first time in like anime, not the first time in anime history, but this is like the first time that a studio had multiple episodes like not finished right before they aired.
Yeah, that's what was it? There's some show that had that same problem a while back where it was like the show's turnaround was that quick. I can't remember.
I can tell you one show that had an issue like that, production issue. Bleach. It just had they just released. They had to stop. They had to wait a week for one episode, and another episode, like the ending episode, got cut halfway through because they just didn't have time to finish it.
Dang.
Yeah.
It's as usual. We know the bullshit. Like I would like to be able to like muster up the anger to like make Mark yell at me about me yelling about corpos and shit and producers and assholes, but like I really at this point in my life I do not have the energy at the moment. I gotta let other people get on the soapbox for a little bit while I rest, you know. So
That being said, if you like anime and stuff like that, just show your support.
yeah,
To the
show me a
artists.
petition, I'll sign it.
Just show your support. You know, just know that just like if you're upset you don't get the next episode, understand like it's not. There's a reason behind that. It's not like they just don't want to show it.
It's not the anime's fault.
No, not at all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That being said, did you see all this bullshit that fucking Ron Swanson, fucking what's his fucking name? Steve Buscemi, what's his name? Owns fucking Warner Brothers. Fucking
What the fuck are you saying?
what the fuck is his
Ron
name? The guy who
Swanson?
owns Warner Brothers Discovery.
Okay, what about him?
What's his name? I'm trying
I
to
don't
remember.
know. Look it up.
What
Fucking
are you saying? What are you saying? What about him?
Mike Wazowski.
The guy from Monsters Inc.
CEO of
Dude, I'm gonna lose my shit. What are
Warner
you saying about him? Fuck his name. What are you saying about him?
David Zaslav. That's his name.
What about David Zaslav? What about him?
There it is. The shit with the Wile E. Coyote movie.
Jesus fucking Christ. What about it?
So they had this finished Wile E. Coyote movie that apparently had John Cena in it. It apparently was testing very, very well. Like very, very well. And they were like, well, they were gonna Batgirl it. They were gonna use it as a tax write-off. But like luckily now, I think they it didn't slide the same way it did when they did to Batgirl in that Scoob movie, that holiday film. Because it got to the point that other directors and stuff where it's like, I'm not gonna fucking make a movie for you if there's a sizable chance that it's just gonna get shelved for a tax write-off. You know, it's and fucking all the executives are all holding it. Their palms are just like, I didn't know that artists had pride in their work. What? You know, they're just like fucking what's that? What's the meme? Fucking
Yes.
yeah, sure. Whatever that reaction gift is.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah,
But
Absolutely.
but
For
it's
sure,
just
man.
amazing.
I know
It's the
exactly
same
what you're
thing.
talking
It's the
about.
same kind of mismanagement bullshit that they're doing with the animators. It all comes down to the greed of assholes. There's
Yeah, the greed
Johnny's call to socialism for the day. So go eat the rich.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure.
Wait. So like, did we ever see trailers for the Batgirl movie?
No.
Like, did we see anything on
Well,
it?
no, we saw trailers, I think.
I've never seen a trailer for Batman.
Yeah, and
I've
I've
Maybe we
never
just
seen a
saw like
trailer.
stills because I remember seeing
Yeah, no,
Brendan
still-
Fraser
no
in the
stills.
Firefly suit.
I have
So,
I
yeah, we
don't remember a single trailer from that, but also like I didn't even know they were making a Wile E. Coyote movie.
Yeah, no one did until this happened. And
Oh.
people were like, fuck you. Like, I want to see the movie. And if it's
Are they still
anything like
making
the
the movie?
Brendan Fraser Looney Tunes Back in Action stuff, like, yeah, absolutely. I'll you know, part of me is like, it's John Cena and it's a Looney Tunes thing. So it's probably a cash grab. But also, it was, I forget the director, but it was a really good director. who I like. I like his stuff. I can't remember off the top of my head, but and after hearing all the reviews for it, that like it was in test readings and stuff, I was like, okay, maybe I actually do want to see this. Maybe this. Also, like, apparently there's like rumors and like fucking words going on within Warner Brothers. It's like, man, we just really cannot nail children's television. I'm like, motherfucker, you own the Looney Tunes. Like, how do you not?
Yeah, but the Looney Tunes aren't relevant anymore.
Looney Tunes were in the fucking 80s, bro.
Looney Tunes were, first off, Looney Tunes have been around since like the fucking 40s.
That's even worse. Why are you bringing up the?
Because
Okay,
they're
good job, Mark.
literally a timeless entity. Like you can make
Incorrect.
you can make a Looney Tunes cartoon for any age demographic, and me and my dad literally were talking about Looney Tunes cartoons last week, and we were just thinking about One Froggy Evening and fucking there's. That I was thinking about. There's one Looney Tunes cartoon where Bugs Bunny's at an opera, not What's Opera Duck, but he's at like a musical reciting, and there's a clip where he's just like raising his hand to like get this guy to sing a higher and higher note, and then he just holds it up high and takes his hand down, but the glove is still in the air, and like walks off screen and comes back with a cup of coffee or some shit, like several minutes later, and that's that kind of humor that's just like perfect. It's like you can't. Or when Daffy's fucking with the animator, like that kind of stuff, you can show that to any kid, they're gonna enjoy it. You show it to any adult, they're probably gonna enjoy it too. So like fucking.
Johnny, I need you to understand that this is the shit that I talk about all the time. Is that you watch movies from 1925, like
Okay,
the reason
Mark,
why
I'm
you
not
say
gonna
that
look
is specifically because you have a taste of like nobody, like people don't have that kind of
Okay,
taste where they
let's
enjoy
bring it up
things from
then.
back in the-
Fucking the Looney Tunes show, the show that's got a huge cult following now, because
What are you talking about?
the Looney
But-
Tunes show, it was Looney Tunes Seinfeld essentially. It was like Looney Tunes in a sitcom setting. It was
Wasn't
made.
that like?
It was like the 2010s, and now it has like a.
Wasn't that like the mid 2010, like
Yeah,
late 2010s?
It was
like
somewhere in that
2018, 2019?
timeline. It only got 2 seasons, and it's got like this huge cult following now.
I will say I do get that on like my Instagram, my TikTok. It's mainly
Exactly.
people simping over Lola money, but yeah.
Because Kristen Wiig does Lola in that show, and it's 1,000 times better than fucking Space Jam. Like like the show was those
The
characters.
scenes I've seen from it, it was pretty funny.
It is the perfect demonstration of you have these characters that are perfect. You put any of them, any 2 Looney Tunes in a room, and you will have a cartoon. You will have.
Don't they
least-
also have Tom and Jerry and stuff as well?
Yes, they own all. They own They own all of Hanna-Barbera. You're telling me you can't?
Oh, they own all of Hanna-Barbera
Yes,
cartoons? That's crazy.
So Yogi Bear, the Flintstones, the Jetsons, all that shit. Fucking Scooby-Doo. Fucking like, you're telling me you can't make this work? If you can't
Johnny,
make it
if
that
people
work,
enjoyed those things, then the Boomerang channel would have been popular.
I'm not saying you have to. I'm not talking about just keep rerunning. You're telling me out of all the cash grab shit, all the fucking garbage that they've remade, you can't make this work?
I
You
mean,
can't-
Disney has
you
a hard
can't-
time making their Disney characters work unless they're like.
Incorrect. Let's talk about the DuckTales reboot.
No, let's talk about like their core cast.
Oh, well, yeah, Mickey's cartoons alone have never done well. Like they straight up had never done well. In fact, I think one of the best times for Mickey Mouse cartoons were in the 2000s, 2010s, where they did these reboot shorts in between, where they gave Mickey like a good edge to him, and they had like really well done backgrounds and stuff like that. But his cartoons alone were never fantastic. But that's not the same for Bugs Bunny. Bugs Bunny is an icon. Like he's like Superman. Like you could.
This is 100% bias. You're not looking at it objectively. Not at all. You're literally
telling
saying
me-
like, "Oh, he's perfect. He's the best. He's the best ever. He's perfect. He's Superman. He's God." Like what do you like? You're
No.
not looking at it objectively. Not at all.
Bugs Bunny is the equivalent of The Rock.
Like
Mhm.
you're telling me you can't put Bugs Bunny in a movie
Now you got Mark
and
excited.
make money? Then no. Then you
Space Jam
failed
2.
as a company.
Space Jam 2.
Space Jam Tunes.
Okay? Had the Space Jam 2 make money?
No, it was a total flop.
Okay. Well, it might also be because the first Space Jam was a meh movie. This
Dude,
is proving my point.
Like, you're psychotic if
Well,
you think
even-
Space
You're
Jam
this
1
is proving
was
my
a bad
point.
movie.
You're telling me
You're
that you
digging
can't put these
yourself.
characters on screen and
Space Jam
make
2.
money? Yeah, exactly.
2.
That's what I'm saying. If you can't put these characters on screen and make money, then you have failed. You are just bad at making you're bad at making things.
So Space Jam 1 was a good movie. And then Space Jam 2 by the same company, both the same company.
Yeah.
So Space
both
Jam 1
Warner
was a good
Brothers.
movie, right? Fucking box banger, fucking blockbuster, fucking still fucking like has a huge following to this day. Space Jam 2, same company, fails, and then the company is a failure. It's not
Correct me
it's
if
not a
I'm
cultural
Correct me if I'm
change
wrong, but didn't
over time.
Space Jam 1 not do well in theaters and made
No,
up
it
their
did
money
not.
in like
It was
DVDs?
another
Yeah,
sales?
it made its money on DVDs. It made its money after
like later. Also, Space Jam 2 made $163 million. Okay,
How
so
much was the budget?
What was his budget?
that's gross. So that's what made after everything.
You have to know the budget to know how much they made. Because if they didn't at least break even, then it's a failure.
Yeah, then they lost money.
2. Fucking.
Can we talk about Invincible?
I haven't. All I've seen is like that opening clip. Okay, so they broke even. 150 million cost, 163 money it made. So it broke even. This
I mean,
all
It
still.
still lost money.
Yeah,
It-
I mean that's
this-
not necessarily a failure, like a flat out failure, but they didn't make.
Also,
But they
we're
didn't make
forgetting the fact that that movie blows.
No, the movie sucks.
That's using the characters that you're saying are good.
You have
cannot
to
say
still-
it blows. No, you shut the fuck up. You shut the fuck up. That's using the characters that you're saying are amazing.
You still have to write it. You still have to make a good movie. You still have to make a good movie. Fuck you.
Shut up! This is bullshit! This is bullshit! What the
Mark, I
fuck
fucking
are
hate you so
talking
much.
about? Shut the fuck up! You shut up! This is dog. You cannot say that the movie is bad when you're saying that the characters are perfect. This is you. You're saying that. This is your information that we're gathering. Take the microphone away from your mouth. Shut up.
No,
Shut
because
up.
here's like, because the movie isn't about
This
the
is
fucking Looney
bullshit.
Tunes.
No,
It's about fucking
because you're
LeBron
saying
James.
that the characters are perfect. You're saying that the characters are perfect. So anything that you put them in is amazing. So you're saying that the movie
When you
blows,
follow
that means
their
that the characters aren't
formulas.
amazing, you fucking moron.
Looney Tunes literally would sell box set DVDs by director. By who was writing the Looney Tunes? Who directed the
bro,
short?
You're a fucking moron. You're a
I'm
fucking
telling-
No,
you're
you're
telling
a fucking
me-
idiot because you're saying that they're perfect and anything you put them in will succeed. If you put the Looney Tunes characters
I'm not
are
saying
in,
that.
That's
I'm
exactly
saying
what you
if
said.
you,
Those
I'm
were the
saying,
exact words
I'm
you
saying,
said.
shut the fuck up, Mark.
You shut the fuck up.
I'm saying if you can't make that work, then you seriously need to reevaluate yourself.
You said that they were perfect. If they're perfect, then anything you put them in works. Anything.
The
It's like
characters are
Superman.
perfect.
It's like Superman. You put Superman in anything, it will succeed.
Okay, Man of
Look-
Steel still sucked. Like we can.
It succeeded though. It
Okay,
succeeded.
Here's the thing though.
It sucks. You can't say that the movie was bad if it succeeded. It doesn't matter about if the movie is good or not.
Mark,
It
you're gonna
doesn't
be in my
matter.
suicide note.
It doesn't go. Okay, good. I'll show them this clip of you being a fucking idiot, and then they'll be like, "Oh, he was fucking stupid."
You're
It
gonna
makes
be all
sense now.
12 of my reasons why.
Good. And then I'll fucking show everybody this clip, and then they'll be like, "Oh, he was fucking stupid." Like, bro, if it doesn't matter if the movie
I'm
is good or
saying
not.
that there
It
is
doesn't
a drastic,
matter.
there is a drastic reevaluation that needs to happen of internal Warner Brothers, of Discovery,
Dude.
and all them, if they own
You're
all
a
this
fucking
shit and
moron.
they can't keep the company profitable.
You're a fucking moron. You're a moron. You can't say that the characters are perfect if the things that they're in are failing.
This is not the argument I'm trying to
That's
make.
what you said, though.
I
That's
fuck-
what you said. How is this not the argument that you're trying to make if that's what you said? So you're just saying random bullshit that doesn't mean anything?
Mark, that is my entire point. That is my entire point. Is that you're taking these idealized these characters that like you could from cartoons that you could show anyone.
That's
Any
where
age.
it's wrong.
Shut the fuck
That's
up! I'm
what
making
you're
a
not
point.
understanding. That's not what you're getting. That's what you're.
I'm moving him.
That's the flaw in the argument. That's the incorrect part. Is that the cultural change has caused them to not be this fucking pinnacle of amazing animation that you have caused, that you're talking about. It's not the case anymore. It's not.
I'm saying
That's what.
the reason that's happening is because they're failing
It's a
with
cultural
them.
shift. No, they're not perfect. The characters are not perfect. It's not a fucking the best shit ever. It's not. It's a cultural shift.
All I said
Nobody
was
wants
I
to
liked
watch
the
this
Looney
shit.
Tunes. All
No,
I
you
said was
didn't.
I liked the
No,
fucking.
that's a
We
fucking
used their
lie.
outro at the end
No.
of this shit.
We
Like,
use their outro because you fucking use it all the time. It was a bit within the podcast, not Looney Tunes. It has nothing to do with Looney Tunes. And
because it's
everything to do with this
iconic.
podcast.
Because everyone knows the fucking all of that's all, folks.
No, because you did it, dude. You did it in so many fucking episodes. It was a joke within the podcast itself. It has nothing to do with the Looney Tunes. It has everything to do with the fact that you did it. It's a cultural shift. It's a cultural change.
Am I Chuck
There's-
Jones? Did I fucking make Porky Pig?
You're
No.
acting like you did. You're acting like you did. Because it's the best shit ever, apparently. And no, you did not just say, oh, I just said it. No, you said they're perfect. Those were literally your words.
I think
your
they
exact
are.
words.
I think they're
They're
like
not,
perfect
though.
cinema.
That's the point. It can't be perfect if the things that they're in are failing.
Godfather 3.
Nobody said, what the fuck are you? Dog.
Godfather. You're telling me those first two Godfather films, what people consider the highest standard for cinema, and everyone collectively can agree. He's not even here. I'm just making this point while I have a moment. You're telling me that Godfather 3 isn't still a piece of shit. I'm saying you gotta, if you're failing this bad, then the problem is not. The problem is you. It's Warner Brothers. It's fucking you, Zaslav. Is that not paying you? Is that what's happening? Are we sponsored by Warner Brothers this episode? Did they buy us like Rooster Teeth and run us into the ground? Like what's happening?
Johnny.
Is our gaming channel getting shut
Johnny.
down? What's happening?
Johnny.
The channel we don't have?
Johnny.
My parents are fighting.
Johnny.
Matt's gone to bed.
Johnny. Johnny.
Yes, Mark.
I'm going to say this as calmly as I possibly can. I'm going to say this so calmly, I'm not going to get mad.
Take it,
Who
Ambien.
the fuck was talking about Godfather 3?
I made the point while you were gone. Okay? I was bringing it up as an example to what you were saying. But I explained the whole process while you were gone, so you can watch that in the edit later.
No, fuck the edit. Tell me now.
Okay.
Say it again.
You're saying Godfathers 1 and 2. Two of the highest, like, people consider, like, top cinema. Like, it's fucking Rotten Tomatoes 100. Like, we can all agree. The Godfather. Other than Peter Griffin when he's drowning in that fucking head ceiling fills with water, can agree. Godfather, pretty good. It doesn't mean that Godfather 3 isn't still a piece of shit. With
That's not
fucking
what
what's
we're
her name.
talking about! We're saying if it is a success or not! Nobody's saying it's
That
a
is
bad-
success in my eyes! Fuck you!
Then you're wrong. Then
Field
you're
of
wrong.
Dreams.
Then you
Field
don't
of
know what the
Dreams.
fuck-
Field
you
of
don't know what
Dreams.
the fuck you're talking about. You don't. You're not looking at it objectively. You're not, because we're talking about money, dog. We're
I
not
don't
talking
give a
about if it's a good
Fuck
movie.
about the money of it, Mark.
Then why did you bring up the money? You brought up the money.
If you build it,
You
they
brought
will
up the
come.
money.
If you make a
You
good
brought up the
if you make a good
money.
movie, people
Why
will
did
watch
you-
it.
you-
People
I
will
took my
still
headphones
watch it.
off. I can't hear you. I can't hear you. Why did you bring up the money? You brought up.
I'm taking
the
my
money.
headphones off too.
You
I no one
did.
can hear.
You
We can't hear
did.
either of us.
I didn't
Neither of
bring
us
up
have
the money.
headphones on, Mark.
You
Neither of us are
did.
listening
You
to this.
brought up the money. You brought up the money. You brought up
If
the money.
you make a good
It's not-
movie,
nobody's talking
if
about
you
if it's a
just
good
make
movie
a
or not.
good movie,
Nobody's talking about
then
that.
you will make
Nobody
money
is
from
talking
it.
about that. Nobody's talking about if it's a good movie or not. We're saying if it's a success or a failure so that the company stays afloat or not. That's what we're saying. That was the crux of the argument. If it's a success or a failure, so that the fucking company will succeed or fail, will float or die. Nobody is talking about if it's a good movie. No, you're talking about
If you make good
Just
movies-
you. That's not the crux of the argument.
If
That's
you
not
make
what the argument
good
is.
movies, you will make money. Is that not a logical through line? Even if you
No.
make schlock, you can still make money off of it. Fucking hell.
So then why are you... Dog. Exactly. If the movie is bad, it could still be a success or a failure. That's what we're talking about. We're not talking about if it's a good movie, a bad movie, if the movie sucked, if it was great. Man of Steel, success. Superman always succeeds. Always. Everything you put him in, fucking great. Everything you put him in, fucking succeeds.
Can we
You can't. It's goddamn near impossible for you to name a Superman product.
Mark, I'm going to be 1,000%
that
honest.
uses
I don't
the
know what we're
IP.
arguing about. I genuinely don't. My entire thought process right now is if you make a good movie, in theory, you should make money off of it. And when you're set up for success and still
game
fail,
theory.
there is something seriously wrong with you. And by you, I mean Warner Brothers. Don't look at me with your flat lips.
Hey Matt. Hey Matt.
It was a
So anyway, my
Seen the-
plumbing
Seen the
exploded
new
today.
episode? Seen the new episode of Invincible?
yeah, it's good.
Shit's pretty wild.
It's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. He's
Good
in fact
episode.
is invincible.
First episode's really cool because they do a really interesting thing is that they
Say the word.
Yeah, they say the word invincible a lot because like that's originally
That's
like
the
They wouldn't
like
say
that's how they do the title sequence. But the first season that they really bait you a lot. They do it like 4 or 5 times throughout the episode, and at the end of the episode, like one of the last times they say invincible, that's when the title scene shows. It's really cool.
Cool.
And the
Very
title
interesting.
scene, so last title scene, every episode would get bloodier and bloodier, and this title screen, it's getting cracked.
Is
Well,
more
there
cracks
only
are
one
forming.
episode out?
There's two.
maybe 3
episodes?
once we're done.
Are they
I don't know when
doing
episodes come out.
Fridays.
here's the thing. I read up till I think 10 volumes in, whatever like post Viltrumite War and stuff in Invincible's comic. What are they doing? Like, is this? I heard they
This
were.
is the multiverse. They're doing multiverse style.
Oh shit! Really? Already?
Mhm.
That's like volume 4 or 5. Are they just cashing in on that multiverse money?
I don't know if they're cashing in. I think they're holding to spoilers, by the way, for people who haven't read.
Spoilers for Invincible.
Spoilers for because I'm about to spoil the comic. So if you're watching the show, spoiler
No,
alerts
you're
is that as
not.
well.
I didn't
Okay,
watch-
Mark-
I didn't
Mark-
read the
That
comics.
was-
Mark
spoil
doesn't
the
want to
comic.
spoil. Never mind.
I didn't read the
They're
comics.
they're
The comics are good.
doing the okay. So not a spoiler, but spoiler for the show. They're doing the
Fucking
multiverse stuff first.
Walking Tumor Man, whatever his name is.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Okay.
They're doing the multiverse stuff first, so they can introduce the other bigger surprises later down the line. Because in season 3, I already know what season 3 is going to be about.
Okay. So they're not.
Yeah.
So Mark's dad is still like fucking off in space.
Yeah, Mark's dad's still
Yeah.
gone. He's going to be gone probably this entire season. They're not going to focus at all with like the Viltrumite stuff this entire
Also,
season.
Apparently,
probably get that at
Omni-Man
the end of
kicks
next
ass
season.
in the new Mortal Kombat. Just saying,
Yeah.
putting that out there. People
Oh my
seem to
God.
really be enjoying him.
So, some of those
So-
I watched a clip of all like the lines he would say,
Mhm.
and they're really he's so fucking good.
Yeah,
I
so
hope-
the running theory is that the Mortal Kombat timeline is like what basically what he's doing right now in Mortal Kombat is what he's doing in the show in space. That's like the running theory because at the end of this, because Mortal Kombat has like a storyline for each character.
And that's
the
gonna
end of-
really fuck up the story of the show if that's what's happening. Because
I
there's
think-
like characters and stuff that come in because of his time out in space that are like pretty crucial to the plot later on.
But it's not like the whole thing. Like I mean, you can do like he spent some time here, he spent some time there.
You
he
could
spent
just
some
say
time
it's not canon.
fucking some bitches.
You can also just say
At the-
that.
Right, but at the end, oh my god, Johnny! Oh my fucking god! At the shut up! At the end of the storyline that he has, he talks about his son and the things that happened in Invincible Season 1. He talks about it as if like it's proper canon. It's a working theory.
A
Fuck!
game theory.
Okay.
Jesus
Did you guys see the FNAF
Christ!
movie by chance? Did either of
Yes.
you see it? I was pleasantly surprised by that movie.
I didn't see it.
I was
It's
pleasantly surprised.
It's good.
Dog.
It's okay. I liked it. They changed a lot of things around, but No.
It was pretty well acted. Everything looked pretty good. There was a lot of practical animatronic stuff that they were using, and I was like, hell yeah!
yeah, the fact that the animatronics were like practical was really nice.
Like they
It
were
was
there. Like
really
you could
good.
see that,
Yeah.
and that was pretty cool.
Yeah, they
Um,
were always gonna be practical.
I recommend. I highly
from
recommend.
the jump.
If it's on Peacock, that's how
I
I
will
saw it.
say this.
Here's the thing. It does. Don't want to cut you out, Matt, but I want to get this out. It kind of proves that you can still put something
don't
straight to
cut you off,
streaming,
Matt.
and it still be a box office success, because it was. It came out same day on streaming, and it still made like $100 whatever the fuck dollars in box
I
office.
mean, a lot of movies do that. They find success, and the reason why Disney doesn't do that anymore is because Disney got so much flack doing it the first time because they would make you pay.
Yeah, because they were making you
$25.
pay $30 to go to watch
Yeah,
it
was
on
like
Yeah.
they
your
were,
couch.
They were making you pay a movie theater price to just watch it. For
But I'll give that first time they did that benefit because we were all stuck in our houses. But like
No, yeah.
all the subsequent times, go fuck yourself. Like
They only did it twice, right?
Mulan, Black Widow.
Oh, yeah.
I feel like
I only remember the Marvel movie stuff because they
Yeah.
did it with 2 Marvel movies.
did they do it with Eternals and
I think it was I want to say Wakanda Forever had it, but no, that's not true.
No,
that,
not
that-
Wakanda
that-
Forever.
but
I
no, I
think
think definitely
um,
Eternals.
maybe
I
a
don't think
Pixar movie
Eternals.
did
No,
it.
it
I
wasn't
don't
Eternals
remember.
because Eternals took a while. It was probably Inhumans because the whole thing with Inhumans was that it was supposed to be a movie and then a subsequent series for the movies, or from the movie. That was the whole like gimmick of
Hang
it.
on, I could tell you exactly what
Um,
movie we would just do
but it-
release date.
But it didn't end up like the movie part didn't end up coming out, so they probably like made you pay for the show.
Well, the Human Show came out on television years ago. I remember because I watched it in a hotel room and it sucked.
Yeah, it was really bad. Then it was probably was Eternals, but I remember I don't remember having to wait to watch it or pay. to watch
Also,
it.
who gives a fuck about the Inhumans? Just gonna throw that out there. That being said, are we? How have you guys seen Marvel's? And before you ask, no, I haven't seen it, but I know what's the post credits is, and that's the only reason I have any shred to care to watch the movie, other than Kamala Khan.
What?
No, it's-
Did either of you see Marvel's?
Oh, I didn't see.
oh no, not yet.
Do either of you know what's in the post credits?
Yes.
No.
Do you care, Mark?
Yes.
Okay, we won't talk about it yet.
We literally discussed this not even 24 hours ago.
Okay, listen.
That's a big. Yeah,
What's-
that would.
If
What's-
it does,
what's
if
the
it's not
change that's gonna
recorded,
happen
it doesn't
within
exist.
24 hours?
Johnny, I will
If
say
it's not
this.
recorded, then it
This
doesn't
is
exist?
this is not going to
Okay.
spoil it. This is not going to spoil it. But when I saw that, when that happened, I immediately knew that. Like, I thought of Johnny, and I'm like, oh, he was probably.
You
creaming
should
his
have.
pants.
You should have. I love that. I can't say what it is, but I have opinions. I have theories.
I was gonna say he was creaming his pants there when that happened. I
And
have so many theories on this, but we cannot say
Or
it. Let's
was it
wait.
Bugs Bunny? It was Bugs
Oh
Bunny in
yeah,
the fucking
it was
Marvel
totally
universe.
it was Bugs Bunny.
Yeah,
And he
Bugs
was
Bunny fucking
crying
came
about
out.
it, and he was like, "Oh my god!"
He was like,
"No fucking way! Holy
What's
shit!
up,
"We gotta
nuts?
get you back."
He's the perfect character. I can't believe he's in the Marvel universe now."
The Deadpool movie's trucking along,
Yeah, that's like Marvel's
so-
only release next year, right?
pretty much.
Except for like the 50 Sony movies that are coming out.
No, I mean Marvel's releasing a lot of TV series, but that's it.
How many more fucking TV shows are they gonna make?
Oh, a lot.
Have they not realized that they're not
We
gonna
still
do well?
we still have. I mean, no, Loki. Have you seen Loki season?
Well,
Loki
Loki's
season
doing
2?
good. Yeah, Loki's doing well.
Oh my god, the end of season 2 was amazing.
Oh yeah, I told you it was awesome. It was so
Oh,
good.
100%. So cool.
It
I
doesn't end-
I
doesn't
watched
end
it
how you think it would.
and I really liked that they didn't include a post credit scene.
Yeah, same.
It was just
You
like
know,
this is it.
I see a lot of wrong opinions on the internet. And one of them is that Moon Knight was a good show. Moon Knight was dog shit. It is one of the worst things I have ever seen in
Do
my
you
life.
enjoy being a contrarian, or is that
What is
just
wrong
So
with you?
actually, my therapist and
No.
I were discussing I might have ODD, so oppositional defiance disorder. So technically, yeah.
because you just want to be against the grain at all times?
It's
it doesn't matter
like
what
it's
it is.
like you want the internet to be mad at you.
Okay,
It's not
here's
even that you
no.
want the
I'm
internet to
gonna
be mad
I'm
at
gonna
you, you
fucking
just
knock
don't
this down
like-
with fucking science, man.
Yeah. Okay. Go ahead.
Okay, there
Get
are
away from
fundamental
this fucking
principles in writing of
theology.
things you do
Dog,
not
you're
use.
not gonna fucking bring this up. The
You're not
reason
gonna-
why those rules exist so that you can fucking break them. The rule of thirds gets broken. The fucking 180-degree line gets broken in every film. What are you talking about?
If you watch any TV show, any movie, anything, and they use the words "as you know," it's garbage. They didn't do a second draft of the script. They didn't care what was going into it, because if you know, if this character knows, why are they saying it? And that is a fundamental flaw, and it shows that your script was not developed properly. It was not fully thought through. Same
Yeah.
thing with After All We've Been Through. It's neglecting character development and just trying to completely ignore any arcs, anything that might provide substance to your story.
So what you're gathering is that one single line makes the entire script bad.
Oh no, the rest of the show is also awful, but that also made it way worse.
I don't remember those lines. I don't remember those being in the
No,
movie,
of
in the
course you
show.
don't, because
They're both
one
in there.
line, one line isn't gonna ruin the script. This is how I know
It's not
that your
that
argument.
doesn't
You are.
ruin-
This is the
that
kind of
doesn't
person-
ruin the
this
it is a
what you
canary
are.
in a
This
coal
is what
mine.
you are. This is what
It is
you
a
are.
canary in the coal mine, Mark.
You are a Reddit commenter. You are a Reddit commenter. That's what
Don't
you
have a
are.
Reddit account.
It doesn't.
That segues into our next thing.
It fucking okay. You know what?
Am
Yeah.
I-
No. Go,
that
go segue,
segues
go segue,
into-
yeah.
Am
No,
I
it
the
doesn't. Let
asshole?
this
I'm
let
just
this
kidding.
ride, Matt.
No. Get out of here. Get us out of here because I can't do this. I can't fucking do this mentally, dude. I can't.
I'm just
I
saying
can't.
that is a canary in the coal mine
No,
for
because
your
you're
script.
fucking. You're like a fucking toddler, dude.
I
If
went to
I told-
college.
Shut up. You're like a fucking toddler when you're like, oh, my big brother is better than your big brother, and then you're like, I don't have a big brother. It's like, dog, what the fuck? It's a comparison, dude. It's a
And
fucking
I'm giving
comparison.
you an
You're-
analogy.
That's not an analogy. Saying I don't have a Reddit account is not an analogy. It's not a
No,
fucking
not
analogy.
that. I'm not that. Stop. I'm not
I'm gonna
talking about
fucking
that.
dog. I'm gonna fucking lose it, Matt. I'm
Mark,
gonna
get,
lose it.
Matt,
Just
get us out of here. Matt, get us out of here.
You're the one who wanted to
Uh,
stay here. This is fucking
so-
bullshit.
So then I'm going to talk about anime. A lot of new shows this season. Pretty cool stuff. There is.
Oh, I thought you said
one
Aunt
of-
May. I was like, what? Why were you going there?
Oh, I'm always talking about
Oh,
Aunt May. She's
I finally
always
watched
on my
Into the
mind.
Spider-Verse.
Oh,
first
yeah,
one?
me too. It was on
Yeah, I
Netflix.
finally
I
watched it.
finally got around to watching. I've been wanting to watch that movie for the longest time, and just
Wait,
so
Matt,
many
you
reasons why I
hadn't
couldn't
seen
watch
it?
No, it took me so long to watch it.
Oh, yeah, it's really
And
good.
then I watched it 3 times. I watched it on a plane.
I know, me too. Yeah, it was so fucking good. It's so
I watched
fucking
it on a
good.
plane from Florida, where we shot Extra Life.
Oh, we should probably talk about
we
that.
should talk
yeah.
about that. Yeah.
Good
It
segue. Good
happened.
segue, Mark. Good segue, Mark. Extra Life happened last week. Kind of why we're all kind of on edge. Some of us more than the other.
I'm not
it
on
was,
edge because of Extra Life. I'm on edge because Johnny's a fucking moron.
I'm on edge because Mark just hates me.
Oh,
So yeah,
that
Extra
doesn't
Life,
even make any
right, guys?
sense, you
Extra Life is
fucking idiot.
crazy.
That doesn't even make sense. It was crazy.
I'm so glad that we did it. It was one of the best experience. It's always one of the best experiences I have. It's the highlights of my years. However, I really don't want to do it again for another year.
Yeah. That I like that
There's
with
so
like,
much that goes into
lot of
them,
stuff.
so much work that goes into them, and then we're sleep deprived for all of it. And it's just,
You're
because-
sleep deprived. Or
no, Mark, none of
I'm
us.
sleep
You
deprived for
you
all of
were
it.
fucking, you were something else.
because I didn't
You
fucking
were
sleep
so-
the whole time. Yeah, because if it just I
'Cause,
was
we won't name
firing on
names.
all cylinders, man.
We
I was
won't name
firing.
names, but there's a certain someone who participates in Extra Life that kept everybody up. And
He kept
we were
everybody up
all-
because he snored really, really loud. And then,
It was
and then me
so
and Matt
loud.
were. So basically, here's the arrangement.
Please tell me you mic'd him.
At one point
no, we didn't
did,
need to.
yeah.
We didn't
At
need
one
to.
point we did.
He was his own mic.
Yeah. So here's the sleeping arrangements. We had one guy in one bedroom, and then we had 2 people in another bedroom. And me, Matt, and this guy were downstairs on couches and a sleeping mattress. So that's yeah. So there's 3 people upstairs, 3 people downstairs. Me, Matt, and then another dude, the guy who's snoring really loud in downstairs.
No one slept on the patio like I did.
No,
No.
actually, Matt did.
Oh well,
Vanilla.
I mean,
Oh.
he slept for like 30 minutes and at
Yeah,
like
he didn't
fucking
sleep
9 in the morning. Like I don't count that.
We need to work on that, by the way. We need to fix that where we have an actual crew. Because every year someone falls. There's always one person at like 9 in the morning. From like
Because
7
it's a
to
fucking
10.
25-hour event.
Yeah,
Of course people are going to fall asleep.
But then no, but
that's
like
what I'm saying.
if we have it laid out where we have people doing shifts.
Sure. I mean, I
Matt,
guess bring
if
it up.
you
Bring it up to
tell me
management.
when to fall asleep, it will never happen.
Bring it up. To
Okay,
management.
anyway.
I don't know.
Mark, you
Yeah,
were
because
you
you're
were
a fucking
saying
contrarian, dude. Fuck.
At least I
Mark,
have
you
a
were-
medical diagnosis for this.
Mark, you were saying.
Potentially.
So yeah, no, see, that person kept us up, and
Yeah.
we were having fun
I
with
love
it.
how
Though.
you're not
we were
naming
so
names like
tired.
it wasn't live streamed to everyone.
It wasn't us sleeping. We
Oh.
didn't record that.
Oh.
No, this
Are
was
you
the
even
night
paying
before.
attention to what we're talking about?
I figured this was on camera.
No, this is
That
not,
us
so, like,
sleeping?
every year we're that's kind of weird. Anyway, every year we
Come on, dude.
little
If
behind
it-
the scenes on Extra Life, we always are up late the night before, just setting up, and then we have to wake up early to start Extra Life because even though Extra Life starts at 12, it takes us
Yeah.
hours to get ready.
It
We
starts
didn't
at
really
12.
go to bed. We didn't really go to bed early or late the night before. I mean, you and I
We went
did,
to bed
but not
like
everybody else.
4.
Yeah,
That's
you
fair.
because we're snoring, but like bedtime was really
Yeah.
like at midnight, which isn't that late considering that we would have to wake up at like 8 to get started. So that's 8 hours.
You're telling me that you didn't do a 14-hour drive and then sleep 4 hours and then do that drive again, Matthew?
No, but we did drive. I did
Could've.
have someone drive.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
what
tried
moving
that.
Matt was like.
What?
Nothing.
He's talking about the move
I
we
feel
did to
like
South
me
Carolina.
and Mark must exist on different wavelengths.
Dog, you
guys
it has
exist on two
nothing-
different dimensions.
it has nothing because you're just bringing something up that has nothing to do with the conversation at hand.
We're like a
As if that it makes
dimensional
as if that it's like, oh man, this is a thing that makes sense. What are we gonna talk about there? How are we gonna talk about that?
Talk about
What was your plan? What was your plan there?
To talk about what?
I-
I'm asking, what were you thinking I was going to talk about?
This is the most heated podcast
I-
we've ever had.
The shit I'm going to Photoshop on him for this thumbnail.
The fucking TikTok videos I'm gonna make out of this podcast are gonna be
Exactly.
just
That's
you two
what this is.
screaming at each other, just screaming at each other. You guys
gotta put this
gave me
fucking-
so much content. I also like really want you to like cut between you guys yelling, me just being on my bed
No,
suffering.
We're throwing this fucking episode in the garbage because that's
No,
where
we're
everything
not.
fucking
No,
goes.
this
We did
episode's
that last
going up.
Fucking goes.
This
That's where
goes
everything
up.
fucking goes. That's where everything goes. It goes in the fucking trash. Like our fucking conversations, this fucking podcast, everything that we ever wanted to do goes in the fucking garbage.
Conflict is inherently interesting, so I think this will be a very engaging podcast for people. That's another.
You never
tip
know,
for your
Mark. This might be the
scripts.
podcast that gets us viral. Just you two screaming at each other.
Well, I'm glad because that's what a lot of this is.
I can't do it mentally, dude. I can't. My blood pressure.
Well,
too high. I'm getting a
if it
headache.
makes you feel any better, Mark, you have like 5 minutes before we end the podcast
No,
anyway, because
wait,
it's
wait,
been
wait.
an hour.
I need to pitch this. I will pitch this for a shoot. And I'm gonna do
We
it
can
live.
go a little bit more.
Can me and Mark should hire a couples therapist, and we should both go to couples therapy.
I would love
I
that.
love that.
Well, it would
I
have to
love
be virtual because there's like
Yeah.
a coastline between us.
Yeah.
We
but,
well,
like,
there's like BetterHelp. I think they can have a couple version.
Yeah, but you need a person there. Like that's.
We
the
need
thing,
a
that
consistent
we
therapist.
yeah.
We also need someone who will. We need one of these fucking fake ass podcast doctors who will
I'll
like
look 'em up.
agree to
I'll
do
look 'em
this
up.
live.
No, we need an actual like therapist, and then like, hey, we're filming this for a podcast. Can you do this and see if they're willing to do it?
We're not actually a couple. We just work together, but we won't.
No, we'll tell them what it is, and be like, "Are you okay with this?" And they'll probably be like super down. Like, that sounds super fun. I'm like, yeah.
I wonder how long do you think the therapist would last before we realize that like if we put up the guys that we were a couple? Like how long would it last?
Pretty fucking long because you're a dumb shit. So they're probably gonna think that you are infatuated with me.
I don't know who that was a roast of.
I don't know. Don't ask me, man. I'm doing something.
Mark, has it ever occurred to you that we might both be stupid?
I know I'm stupid, but I'm stupid for good reasons. You're just
I'm
dumb.
stupid for.
You're just dumb.
Inbreeding?
I
Like,
want that
what's
on
your,
a t-shirt.
What's your good
I'm
reason
stupid
for being
good
stupid?
reasons. Yeah, please elaborate on
Content.
that, Mark.
Content. If
Yeah,
you're- I'm
that's
dumb-
why I'm
No. Shut up. Shut your mouth. Shut your mouth.
Look, I feel
I'm
very
dumb
shut down.
You are shut down. That you're good. You're feeling correct. Good job. I'm stupid for content. That's what I say dumb shit because it's funny. I do it off screen because I think it's funny. If I didn't say dumb shit, then I wouldn't be talking because it's funny to me, right?
But you get mad at me
You do
like
dumb
this.
shit at all times of the day that has nothing to do with being funny. There's nothing. You didn't know that we were supposed to fucking record earlier this week. You're gonna tell me that that's because it's funny?
I knew we were supposed to record.
We're recording this 2 days after we were supposed to record the first time because you didn't answer because you didn't understand the question. You're gonna tell me that that's because it's funny?
I
No,
didn't
no, that's not how it works, you moron.
I didn't reply because I didn't know my schedule. I didn't know that this was going to work out until like 3 hours ago.
Also, fun. We also have to get this episode up by Friday, so have fun.
No, we don't. It's Monday.
Don't pay attention. You just don't listen.
I've read that
and
message.
you're-
I'm still not altering our schedule.
Why not?
Fucking
Friday's a
other
better day
shit
for
goes up on
release days.
Friday.
Ooh.
We have
Hey,
time
podcast.
slots.
Hey, podcast. Woo! Podcast.
All right, we can release it Monday.
We fucking podcast. We do fucking podcast. I need
Please
to
zoom
do
into
something
your
with my
face.
hands, or else I'm gonna fucking lose it, dude. I'm putting fucking rocks in my terrarium because I got a terrarium for cactuses and succulents.
Ooh.
I fucking and I gotta do it. Or
You
else
don't
I'm
strike
gonna
me as a
lose my
plant
fucking
guy,
mind.
but good for you.
Well, I'm a fucking plant guy now, Johnny.
I said good for you. I'm complimenting you. Fuck you. I won't do what you tell me.
My neighbors are fucking. I didn't tell you to do anything.
That's a Rage Against the Machine reference. I'm quoting.
Oh my god.
I'm quoting a very good band.
Can't fucking do it. I can't do it. I can't do it.
Hang on.
Rage Against the Machine? That's a good name for a band.
Remember when I said earlier before the show that I would slit someone's throat for a sun chip? I don't think I need chips to do it to Mark.
Well, yeah.
And
I
if you
need
don't put
anything.
that in the
I don't need
episode,
anything.
then it won't make sense.
I don't need anything to fucking slit your throat. I'll just do it for fun. Because it'd be fun to take out a fucking dumb person out of the fucking world. It'll be awesome.
You heard it here.
Chocolate on my fingers.
Mark supports eugenics.
You're goddamn right. You're goddamn right I do. If his name is Johnny something 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 something, then fucking he dies.
Well, good night,
Anyway,
everybody.
Extra Life was awesome. Extra Life was fucking awesome. It was fun. It was great. We had lots of fun. We raised I think like $2,000, $3,000. It was cool. Yeah, we did great. We did fun things. I didn't get to do my punishment Jenga, but that's okay. We can do it next year. Anyway, back to you, Matt, for this evening's news.
Matt. Fuck, I keep getting your names fucked up.
Matt, didn't you want to do Am I the Asshole? Read it today. Now.
No. I gotta fucking actually find some good articles for Am I the Asshole? So we'll do that. We'll do that next week. That'll be next week's podcast. We'll do Am I the Asshole and some other Reddit stuff next week.
I know three assholes.
This has been the podcast. This has been probably the most screen heavy podcast. It's probably gonna be our shortest podcast. You know,
Me
like
and Mark
about
are
an hour.
both gonna get noise complaints.
And it's, no, Extra Life was really fun. Thank you for everybody who was watching that was there. Thank you so much for coming out. And if you were, thank you so much for coming out and watching the stream. If you participated, thank you for everything that we do. Thank you everything for you that you did, and we love you guys, and we'll see you guys in next week's podcast.
For the children.
Copyrighted.